Okay. Finally, after a bunch of troubleshooting, we're live. Is that plugged in? Yes. Can you unplug it? No. Okay, we'll be fine. All right.
We just spent all this time setting the levels on it.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Can you check on your earbuds to see how it's coming through on the computer?
I don't have earbuds.
It's like this.
There. Now you have earbuds.
Wow.
This is too much.
The first 20 minutes.
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything. Is your volume on?
It's playing back through the mixer.
Is it playing back through the mixer?
I don't fucking know.
You can't tell unless you plug it through the mixer.
Oh my god.
Been live for 1 minute and 30 seconds now.
Okay, well, can people comment saying if it's live?
We don't have any viewers.
Okay, share the video to... Sam, can you share the video to people, please, and thank you.
Oh my god. Alright. Duncan's not in a good mood right now.
No, I'm not.
Duncan's not in the best.
Because I said we had a very limited amount of time.
Okay. Okay.
And everything has to come in the way of that very limited amount of time. I'm not saying you guys specifically. I'm saying life.
Well. Life. Well, on that.
Well, it's coming through. We know that.
On your earbuds to see. On that note, we're live.
We're live.
Welcome
well as
everybody.
We can be.
Welcome everybody to the end of the week. With me, as always, is my co-host Duncan and I'm Ethan Gomes.
You're gonna need to speak up more.
And so it begins. All right. Here we go.
Let's do this.
Let's go. All right. Welcome to the end of the week. I'm Ethan Gomes. Joining me, as always, Duncan Ennis.
Hello, everybody.
We got our good buddy Sam Diamante in today.
Hello.
If you were there for that whole 3 minutes, yeah, we were just getting into a bit of a hassle with the editing software and OBS.
Oh boy, OBS, you are something else.
Yeah, this episode's gonna be a piece of shit. I can already guarantee you, technical piece of shit right off the bat.
Okay, technical, yes.
Technical.
Content-wise, I don't think so.
Chock full of content.
Chock full of content.
We got some good jokes lined up this week.
Oh, wait, not just jokes. Just experiences.
Right. So, may as well start off with some music. Duncan, what have you been listening to this week?
I've been listening to a lot of screaming females.
Screaming females. Huh?
No, not just random.
Soft ska band.
I wouldn't have imagined.
Not just random females that scream into a microphone.
I was thinking of that video of that like artsy protest outside of a building. You just have a bunch of naked feminists yelling for no reason. You ever watch that?
What about Yoko Ono's cover of Firework by Katy Perry? Don't tap the microphone.
It's on.
It's on. We already told you.
We just spent 30 minutes trying to figure this shit out. Huh. Okay.
Should I duct tape the microphone so that way he doesn't touch it?
I don't know. So you've been listening to a lot of screaming females.
Lots of screaming females.
Cool. Good stuff. I've heard a bit of their work.
I think that's the only thing that's different from last week. A bit more Brody Dale, so Distillers, her solo stuff.
Samuel, what have you been listening to this week?
Foo Fighters.
A lot of Foo Fighters.
Lots of Foo Fighters.
As per usual. Anything else there? Did you pick up any?
Only Dose and Trey. I've listened to those 3 albums again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, today, I've been listening to a lot of Black Sabbath lately. I don't know what the reasoning is. A part of me was just, just felt like
feeling the Sabbath.
Feeling the Sabbath. I don't know what it is. Something about Ozzy's vocals just get me. That man well, I don't know if he's still, no, he's not making music anymore. He was a musical genius. Now he's just,
he's just a guy.
Now he's an old man.
Sharon, fuck the lot of you, I'm going to bed. That's my favorite Ozzy quote from the Osbournes. I've been listening to a lot of Black Sabbath, and pretty much just kept it the same as last week. Haven't picked up any vinyl. We didn't really go anywhere this week for music.
No.
We had very little time.
Very, very little.
Very little time. A part of me wants to start talking about our main topic, but there's just a lot that I had in mind. May as well just briefly bring up what happened in Florida, just because.
Oh, boy.
What happened, man?
You don't know what happened in Florida?
Okay, so there was another.
Right.
There was another school shooting.
Oh shit!
It's
really?
the 19th in the States this year.
Damn, dude.
Not 19th, 18th. It's like 17th or 18th.
That's still
It's
a lot,
it's
though.
into the teens. It's almost at 20.
Thanks for being
It's
pedantic,
fucking
Duncan.
Bro, we're in
ridiculous.
February right now.
Thanks for being pedantic, Duncan. Yep, no, anyway.
What
Oh
the
no,
hell?
you know what? It was 17 kids
17
Killed.
kids killed, but I think it's
Holy
like
shit.
confirmed. I think there's still
Confirmed.
4 in critical condition.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up.
You can see my face.
Basically what happened was there was some kid who was expelled,
Yep.
and from what I heard, reports say that there was like multiple claims about him. Like people went to the FBI about his bullshit
Yep.
multiple times. Like I think he went on YouTube at one point making
Yeah.
videos
Oh, really?
plotting.
He said he literally said, "I plan to be a professional school shooter."
Yeah, that's and I think he didn't end up taking his own life. I think they caught him.
No, they caught him.
They caught him. So
He tried to sneak away with escaping students.
I think he's going to get the chair. There's no way.
Where was this? Florida?
Florida. Yeah, I don't know.
No. You know what? They'll feed him to alligators.
They'll feed him to the alligators. I hope to God they feed
Feed
that
him.
ass
Look
to
at
the
that kid.
alligators. I hope to God.
And he was also part of a white supremacy group.
God damn, that's just.
And
the
that's
cherry
how
on
he
the-
got the training on how to do all this.
That's
because he
just
was at
fucked
a
up.
military group.
Fuck
And this
the
is
world
not
together.
just me being, you know what? No, this is like actual confirmed facts. If I seem a bit angry about it, it's because I fucking am.
It's a little upsetting. to
You know,
hear.
it's the same fucking thing every time.
I mean, I saw a good.
Fucked up world,
I
man.
saw a picture of this on Facebook the other day. It's the United States school shooting cycle.
Oh yeah.
Shooting happens. Thoughts and prayers. Government does nothing.
We
rinse and
forget
repeat,
about
rinse
it.
and repeat, rinse
Yeah.
and repeat, and it's just going to be the case. And I've been seeing a lot of posts lately. Like, of course, gun control. Clearly, there needs to be something about gun control. But something intrigued me a little bit. A lot of these, little off to the right type of people have been saying, like, why don't we get out of work vets and out of work police officers to come and run security at these schools? Clearly, if nothing's going to be done about gun reform and stuff like that,
That's a good
then
idea.
why don't we get these out of work veterans who actually have
Definitely a
training,
better idea.
who have the training and
True.
know how to use force, like deadly force? You know?
True.
I mean,
Although that one security guard that died,
yeah.
that guy's a fucking hero. I can't remember his name right now.
I don't think it was a security guard. I think it was a teacher, but he was.
No, he was a security guard, but he was also the football coach.
Oh wow. Yeah, so he was like staff, but I don't know. That's some fucked up shit. What happened in Florida, man? That's just messed up. And you know what? I know that they're not going to change fuck all about it. That's
Oh, no.
crazy though. 19. It's been almost it's a month and then some into 2018, and we've already had 19 school shootings, pretty much.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
and I think this is like deadly. This is the deadliest school shooting since Sandy Hook.
So far, I mean.
No.
This
This is
happened?
yeah.
This happened like 2 days ago.
Yeah. You just don't go on social media.
This was news, man. This is insane. Like
Yeah,
I don't really
Sam
like.
stays off of Facebook.
I don't
so-
really like talking about that kind of current event. I just thought it should be noted
Yeah.
because that's some fucked up shit that the U.S. has to work on, man. Like that whole country is fried. They are done, man. Like World War III is gonna happen, and I'm scared shitless. Like not just because of school shooting, because of the choices that they're making as a country and just the way things are being handled.
Attitude.
The attitude that's being like people thought Trump. There are people that thought Trump would be a good president.
Yep.
I mean, like Trump was gonna run it like a business. I don't know.
And even like I remember, even you.
To
up
some extent, I was
to a
like,
point, you were like, okay, this could possibly.
well, I was more so just interested to see how things would play out, and now I'm horribly just like, oh god, all right.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Oh shit. I never really wanted Trump to win.
No.
But I was always curious at the possibility. It's like, what if that movie Idiocracy happens? What if we get?
You got your what if.
What if-
America's actually gonna turn to
that-
the purge, I swear to God.
Oh man, you got to watch the movie Idiocracy because it's exactly what's going on right now. It's like we elect a guy who was on WWE as president. The world starts going to shit. How the hell do you shoot up schools as a profession? I don't know.
You go
Hitman
to
for hire. I don't fucking know. I
you
don't.
go to
The
the.
Dark Knight.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it, I'm making jokes about this.
Oh,
You
no,
go to
Duncan,
the
no, no.
You go
Don't
to the
do
school
it!
You go to the School Shooters Association and you put in your punch card for the day.
He said it, not me. Moving on from
Poor
that.
subject matter. You know what? I deal with horrible situations by laughing at them.
Moving on.
It's the only.
Defense mechanism.
Moving
It's the
on.
best mechanism we have.
That was fucked up.
There's only so much that sadness can do. You gotta make light of bad
we are gonna
situations.
lose some viewers, bro.
Oh, I don't care at this
Oh,
point.
oh dear. Okay.
Okay, I'm not. Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
That was in poor taste.
you guys had a radio show today.
Yes.
How did that go?
Good.
It went well.
Any
That was nice.
Any highlights?
How Jay keeps trying to pick songs that have longer and longer titles to play on that radio station.
Does he just name out the title too?
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He like says the entire title.
All right, everyone. This next one's called "I Fucking Hate Your Guts" by
No, it's like literally, like, for example, what's that Fall Out Boy song we're talking about?
Our lawyers told us not to name this song by the original name, or else we get sued.
I mean, I got one that can one up that.
Yeah.
So Death Grips released an album
There we go.
a while ago. It's called Government Plates, and the first track on that album is like a full 2 sentences long.
Oh boy.
It's called "You Might Think He Loves You for Your Personality, but that's not why he really loves you. He loves you for your brand new leopard print pillbox hat." That's actually the name of the song. So amongst
You're gonna show Jay that song.
it's fucking weird. Amongst fans, Death Grips fans just usually just call "You Might Think He Loves You." But I like Death Grips. They're kind of like, they really need to put out another album soon too. They're working on one, but they don't post. They're one of those weird fucking cryptic bands that just doesn't post. And when they do, it's weird. Like any Instagram activity those guys have, it's like a million pictures of a wine bottle. And like no context,
Relatable.
no context. And we're just like,
Relatable.
okay, they're working on a new album, I guess. I don't know what the fuck to think.
They're drinking. They're hanging out.
No, but it's a million pictures of the same wine bottle. Just the same picture too. Anyway. So yeah, that, we got some, there was that happened in the week. There's some weird names. You guys had a good radio interview, man. The Dirty Schwa. I kind of want to talk about that shithole for a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh my god.
Oh, Julian, I'm not sure if you're watching. Oh yeah, there you are. Hey Julian, I haven't seen you in a while. Missed you a lot, bud.
Okay. So we had, basically, I go to school in Whitby, Durham College, what. It's not great. Durham's,
any chance you have to, not complain, but to voice your grievances.
Oh, I really don't. It's just weird. I got a teacher there who I'm not really,
Don't name.
I'm on the fence with. He's not a great guy, and he's a really fucking weird teacher. He's like, he's pedantic for the sake of being pedantic. Like, literally any other teacher would be okay if you just gave him, like, not necessarily a bare bones answer, but enough to where your point is made and you've given him enough information. My one teacher I have wants you to be pedantic for the sake of being pedantic. He wants every fucking minute detail, or he will remove marks. Like, he gives you a short answer question, he wants it to be a full paragraph. This is the kind of teacher I'm talking about.
Now, what kind of paragraph are we talking? Like the traditional 5-sentence type of paragraph, or?
No.
Oh no.
No.
No, one of those fucking college paragraphs.
One of those college paragraphs, but he gives it to you on like a worksheet with like a short answer section. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Do I have like size 1 typing?
I don't know, man. Not even that. Like, he wants you to write it by hand.
Exactly.
It's like, I can't write that small.
Somebody poke dots in the sheet.
This podcast is getting off on a
It's
negative.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week. It's been a long day. We're not gonna get into our main subject yet, but let's something funny, something good. Some positive vibes. Sam, you got something positive?
I had a whole lot to talk about, and then the beginning of this podcast happened, and I blanked.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got a show tomorrow.
Yes, we do have a show tomorrow in in Port Hope at the Port Hope Legion, with Deviants and the Odd Man Out. Nothing special from Oshawa.
Ugh.
Nothing serious. I don't know why I keep on saying nothing special. I'm sorry. Sorry, Ed. Sorry, John.
Because they're nothing special. No.
I don't know.
No.
Damn.
I've met them. They're nice guys.
I love those guys.
They used to be Beyond the Wall.
Yeah.
And
Beyond the Wall was awesome.
They were, Beyond the Wall were this great pop punk band. I saw them play once, and I got a funny story about that. So
go for it.
So first time I ever came to a Backyard Riot show, they played at the Spill for this like punk fest. It was like it's like the Peterborough Live Music Festival.
Yeah.
And there was just a bunch of different genres across multiple different venues, and Peterborough has a lot of venues. So we go play at the Spill with a couple of other punk bands. One of them was this amazing little band called Beyond the Wall. They're fucking great. Those are some talented guys there. Like, honestly, I'll put it to you this way, all right? You got bands like Greta Van Fleet, which do that Led Zeppelin sound, but for the new age, right? They got bands like Airborne, which do that AC/DC sound for the new age. And you got bands, I'm not saying, this is not an insult at all because I love this kind of music. Beyond the Wall did Green Day's sound for the new age. They really nailed it, I think.
Let's clarify that as old Green Day.
Old
sound.
Green Day.
So
Yeah,
like
like
Dookie.
Dookie
yeah.
stuff.
and, like,
They are phenomenal.
shit like
They
that.
they are so good, and I loved everything I heard that night. I bought a T-shirt retroactive prematurely. Like we walk over to their merch table, and I'm like, I love the design. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, that's cool. All right, I'm buying a shirt. I bought a shirt. I met the guys outside. They were out for a cigarette. I'm like, I haven't heard you guys play yet, but I like the shirt design, so I'm looking forward to what I'm gonna hear. Right? I was like, okay, rad, cool. And then we saw them after. Oh, they played. They were phenomenal. They blew me away. I'm like, I'm so happy I bought a shirt.
I crowd surfed during.
I got them to sign. I got
I
them to
did.
sign that shirt after the show. And I don't know if John and Ed remember that. If they're listening, I got them to sign that shirt after the show.
One thing
And I-
that's always fun.
I haven't worn it yet, but it's still sitting in my dresser. It's really, I like it.
One thing that's always fun for Ed and I is that I always bring him, like I bring you, McDonald's memorabilia.
Yes, Duncan gave me a bacon Big Mac hat last week.
Me and John always bond because we both work at discount stores.
Oh,
Giant
yeah.
tiger. I remember that. You told me that. Yeah, John's a cool dude.
Oh, yeah. Both of them are awesome.
I can't wait to see the show tomorrow. It is going to be a good time. You know what? Why don't we dive right into our main topic this evening? Yeah, you might notice the background there is our favorite of horror movie mascots, Freddy Krueger.
At least my favorite.
He's your favorite.
He's my favorite.
I'm more of a Pinhead guy. What's his name? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Pinhead
From
from
Hellraiser.
yeah.
I've always liked that character. I don't know much about
Ghostface.
Ghostface
from Scream. I
Yeah.
feel that. Another great Wes Craven movie.
Dude, rest in peace, Wes Craven. Bro.
Yeah. This movie was not done by Wes Craven, as it is obvious.
Can I interrupt for a minute?
Yes.
I had Sam's earphones in my hand, and I'm just like playing around with them, and I look down into the hole, and there's like a whole fucking like candle of wax here. Clean your fucking ears, kid. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Go on though about.
Okay, so the background that we have today isn't from the movie that we're talking about.
But I felt it fitting because it's rad.
It's fitting.
It's rad. It's very rad.
That background is from Dream Warrior, the
That's
fourth
the fourth
movie.
one, yeah.
Today we're talking about the second one.
The second one, oh my God.
Freddy's Revenge.
Freddy's Revenge.
We're
not done.
finished.
But we've seen enough.
Yeah, they've seen enough. I've watched it multiple times. I love this movie for all the wrong reasons.
Oh my God, it is like, okay. I want to actually, okay, there's one thing I want to bring up, and it's that video that I shared earlier this week, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
Yeah.
So, on another podcast that isn't ours, but some people that know what the fuck they're doing, one of them mentioned, I don't remember the name, not that they're listening or anything, but I think if you go on my personal Facebook, I've shared the video. It is a beautiful watch. So this guy was like, so I watched Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 the other day, and his friends start laughing, and he goes, would you believe that I watched it synced up with Dark Side of the Moon? And for those who have no idea what the fuck that means, basically, there's this whole thing that people did in the 90s, and maybe to some extent today, where they played Wizard of Oz, synced up to Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. And there are just points in that movie and that album that just sync together. And people are unsure if Pink Floyd actually did this with intent or it was a complete fucking coincidence. But there are so many moments in Wizard of Oz that just line up perfectly with the rhythms and sounds of Dark Side of the Moon. And it is scary. So, people started to wonder, are there any other movies that might sync up with Dark Side of the Moon? Someone tried Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. And the report back was fucking mental.
You shared this with me.
I shared this with you, and I'm just gonna. I don't really want to spoil the video.
Don't go into like.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go into too much detail. It is scary how many points in the album line up with points in the movie. Even rhythmically. Am I using that word right?
Yep.
Yeah, even rhythmically, like it's crazy. I'll give you this. There's a scene where they're at a trade show. He's a security guard, right? They're at a trade show, and he's looking at different types of security equipment, right? And there's a scene where he goes up to the shooting range, and there's a gun.
Okay, but just to start off, this scene...
Oh, this scene...
As soon as he walks in...
Money starts playing, which is perfect. It's like, money! it's a crime, and you just like you got that swangy guitar music playing in the background. You just look around, and there's like perfect jump cuts between each like each peak. It's crazy. It's so crazy good. And there's a scene in the movie where Paul Blart's like rival for that movie picks up a gun, and there's a point where a guitar goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, da na na na, and as he fires the gun, every time it goes now 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 now, he fires the gun and hits a target.
Like
Bang 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 bang. Yeah, it's like you watch it, and you're just like, okay, there's no way they didn't do this on purpose. There's another scene in the movie where he's trying to like give himself a pep talk, and he goes out onto this like grassy lawn, and you know what song starts playing? Brain Damage. Do you know what the lyrics to Brain Damage are?
The opening lyrics.
The opening lyrics to Brain Damage are, "The lunatic is on the grass." And I'm just sitting there, and I'm about ready to have a religious experience. And then there's like a big, like triumphant, like solo that starts playing right as he's fighting with a fucking bird. And they're like peaks that match up. I'm not kidding. Maybe tonight we'll do it because it's on Netflix.
Oh fuck.
We're gonna have to. I want to show you both because it's fucking.
Fuck.
Like, does it line up like when the opening scene starts, or when the movie actually starts?
Okay, so
Like,
basically, right before the title appears, like just maybe like 2 seconds before the title comes on, you start playing the album, and then everything lines
So
up
like
perfectly.
not when it says like, oh, this company did this.
Yeah. You literally have to do like a second before the opening scene turns on. It took me a couple of tries
Yeah.
before I got it because I knew that there was a scene that had to sync up correctly before anything could go and fall into place. And there's a scene in the movie where basically Paul Blart's mother gets hit by a milk truck. And what's supposed to happen is right as that happens, like the frame before Paul Blart's mother gets hit by a milk truck, John Waters says breathe. And that's how you know. If she gets hit by the milk truck the second John Waters says breathe, you know the movie's in sync. That's how you're supposed to play off that. Moving on to Nightmare.
That's fucked up.
I know.
I
Dude.
now believe in some kind of higher power.
Holy shit, man. The elite are writing these Adam Sandler movies. It's like, yo, let's fuck with everybody. Let's take this shitty...
No, do that Sandler voice and do it.
Okay, you ready? All right, everyone. Adam, thank God you're here. Okay, we're trying to write a sequel to one of your train rides. Shut up, all right? Listen, I got an idea, okay? So we got a sequel to Paul Blart Mall Cop coming out next year. Okay, here's what I want you to do, okay?
We're losing.
I want you to take that and sync it with Dr. Animal. Twice. What? Yes. You have to do it. But why? Because I fucking told you I pay your paychecks, okay? I'm the reason you're food. I'm Adam Sandler.
I'm Adam fucking.
It's crazy, and I highly recommend everyone try it. It's fucking nuts. It's mental.
Hey, look who's on.
Kathy.
What's up, Mom?
Hi, Kathy.
Hello, Kathy.
Hello, Kathy. So, we may as well start talking about Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Okay, so Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
It's messed up. Duncan, last week, but right after the last podcast ended, Duncan was like, oh, you know a movie we should have watched? I'm like, what? He goes, Nightmare 2. I'm like, why? He goes, because it's the gayest horror movie ever made. I'm like, what do you mean? Dude, Google Nightmare on Elm Street 2 gay. I'm like, why? Just do it. And I found like 5 or 6 different articles telling me that Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is the gayest horror movie
This
ever
is
made.
100% true. This is no joke.
I'm not... Google... Okay, fucking do it. Google Nightmare on Elm Street 2 gay.
Comment your results.
Comment what you get. I want to see it. So I looked it up, and I was like, okay, now we gotta watch it. So after our busy day, we get back to Duncan's place, and we start watching it.
Holy shit.
And oh my god. Okay, a little backstory on this movie.
Do you want me to do the backstory?
I will let Duncan say it, because he knows more about it than I do.
Okay, so the writer of this movie was in the closet at the time and battling with accepting his sexuality.
Yeah.
His homosexuality,
Yes.
to be specific.
He gay.
Yes. And he makes Freddy in this movie the embodiment of repressed sexuality.
Dude, it's insane.
And, you know, when he wrote this, he said that it's supposed to be subtext.
Yes.
The reason that it's now so blatant in the final project is because half of the people that worked on this movie
Turned out to be gay.
Yeah, they were like either openly gay or in the closet.
It's crazy. I didn't know this. Duncan told me like a moment after we started watching. I was like, yeah, so like 60% of the cast is like, and cast and crew is like gay.
Yeah, so the dad is gay.
The actor to play the dad is gay.
Yeah, the lead is gay.
The lead is gay.
The director is gay.
The producer?
No, the director.
No, but what about the producer?
Oh, the producer? No, he's straight.
Who was in full BDSM?
Okay, I have a funny story about that.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But keep going. So, like, pretty much most of the cast...
Most of the main cast was gay.
Most of the main characters were gay.
And a good bit of the crew as well.
And, wow, it doesn't...
Boy,
does it show.
How soon into the movie did you guys hit the...
Not even 10 minutes in, and there's a scene where he's shirtless and sweaty, and just wakes up and he's like, just a bad dream. And basically the movie starts off is he's on a bus and he looks very like
emo.
I wouldn't say emo. I'd say he looks
awkward. Just awkward.
Awkward. He's sitting on the back of the bus, and there's these two girls sitting in like a couple of rows ahead of him, and they're just giggling at him. But he's sitting like awkwardly, hands in his pants, right? He's like just kind of
not in his pants yet,
but in his pants, like pretty much. And all of a sudden, you know, he's supposed to stop. The bus that they're on a school bus. The bus that they're on is supposed to stop, and it just keeps going. And he keeps driving into this bumpy ass desert. We find out that Freddy Krueger's driving the bus, and he wakes up from this nightmare, and he's all panty and sweaty, like, and this is apparently how it is for him every night. And what happens is, his family moved into the house from the last movie. From the very first Nightmare on Elm Street, where like everyone died.
Yeah, where Nancy, the whole thing with Nancy and everything like that. You know, you seen the first movie, cool. You get a bit more of the hints and nods in this movie. Not necessary because we really don't have any of the same cast.
Yeah, it's like you can watch this. It's like watching Halloween 2.
Halloween 3.
Was it Halloween 3?
Halloween 3
Spirit of the Witch?
Spirit of the Witch.
Yeah. It was weird because I read John Carpenter wanted to do like an anthology series. Similar, in fact, to Cloverfield. Similar, in fact, to Cloverfield. But ended up just saying, you know what, no one watched Spirit of the Witch, so we're just going to make it strictly Mike Myers from now on. And then they
I mean, it doesn't help when you do the first two movies of an anthology series as... Yeah.
I watched that. I watched the first Halloween with my girlfriends on Halloween.
It's a good movie.
It was not scary.
No, it's still a good movie though. I like that movie.
It's fun to watch. Like John Carpenter always does a great job, but like I prefer The Thing. The Thing is a fucked up movie.
Love
The Thing is weird.
Okay.
But we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I'll let you handle this one because, like, honestly, there's just so much to talk about, and it was kind of sensory overload, and we
yeah, they needed to take a break.
We had to take a break because I was just like, wow, all right.
Okay, so, you know, he's going about his day. We meet what's supposed to be the romantic lead in the movie.
Oh, the
no,
dude?
No.
No, okay,
No.
okay.
Okay,
so he
the
has
actual romantic lead, and then the...
So there's a girl.
There's the actor for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going on to the IMDb right now.
So there's a girl in this movie. Supposedly she is, you know, financially well off. You know,
I mean, her house has a full pool.
She's the rich girl, right?
Yeah.
And they start hanging out and they're close friends, and it starts to get a little more personal than that. But the real love interest in the movie is his buddy Brady.
Grady.
Grady. So he's in gym class.
Why do you hate your kid and name him Grady?
Grady? You gotta hate your kid a bit to name him Grady. So they start going to the gym class. Hi, Patrick. They start going to gym class, and they're playing softball.
This movie only has 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Only 40.
And a 5.4 out of 10 on IMDb.
Okay. So basically, what happens is it's gym class, and him and his buddy Grady are playing softball. And what happens is they get into a bit of a tussle. Grady ends up pulling his pants down a little bit.
Not a little bit. Dude's wearing a jockstrap. You see nothing but man ass.
It's the funniest shit. I was just like...
And it goes into a full, like, deep in the dirt.
Guess what? We're still in the first 30. We're still in the first 30. Nothing.
Freddy hasn't even shown up yet.
Freddy showed up once, but just for like 2 seconds, and that was just to establish...
Oh, yeah, and he was
That was just to establish you were watching a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
And the sexual tension in that scene.
Oh my god, man. Like, I was about ready for him to just pull the thing down and start going to town, but like...
He was like caressing
He
this
was
guy.
full on just groping. I was like, fucking hell, dude.
He's just like, I want to be in you.
Okay,
Oh,
all
yeah,
right,
no.
moving on. So we find out that there's a bit of sexual tension between him and Grady. It isn't explicitly mentioned, but
It's not even really supposed to be there.
but you could tell.
It's supposed to be like a brotherly
Yeah,
thing, but
I mean,
oh
like
no.
that's messed up behavior there.
Which,
With
okay,
your
let's just say.
if that is a brotherly thing, you got some problems with your brother, dude.
Yeah, let's just
It's not
say,
right.
so Lisa, the female friend, the ginger,
Right.
she's a cutie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she's a cutie.
Beautiful.
She's one of those 80s cuties.
Beautiful actress. She was kind
What's her
of.
real name?
What is her?
Kim Myers.
Kim Myers. Okay.
Why
Yeah.
does it not familiar?
He's on IMDb.
Yeah, I'm on IMDb.
Oh, why does it sound familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Why am I familiar? I don't know. Maybe it's because I like these movies.
So yeah, Kim Myers.
But yeah, so
She's a beautiful actress.
yeah, which really does push more of the gay subtext. I don't know. Okay, this
To
is
you,
gonna sound
maybe. I
really
don't know.
bad, just because, like, he is turning down all of this girl's advances.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. Actually,
All and like
every single last one of them. It's
every
like,
moment she is trying to go like, "Hey, I like you. I want to be with you." Like, and then it just keeps on getting like
It's like-
ramped up through the movie, and he is like
no, it's okay.
almost doing every.
Nah, dude, I'm good. Nah, it's all right.
No, it's okay. I just killed my boyfriend.
Oh, fuck yeah, that too. We gotta get into that.
We'll get there.
Yeah, no, there's like really. So there's that, and I also found that there was some sexual tension with his gym teacher, who is a huge prick. But like, there's rumors say so basically what happens is
Oh,
like,
and I think the gym teacher was gay as well.
the
actor.
actor, yeah, obviously. Anyway,
I think so.
It's
Pretty
like,
sure.
Can you imagine the pitch? It's like, so we want you to get in full BDSM gear. Or BSDM? It's BDSM, right?
BDSM.
Full BDSM gear and just like start caressing a boy who's supposed to be playing an 18-year-old. All right.
Who is your student?
Who is your student? Dude, that's perfect. How'd you know my fantasy? How'd you know my fantasy?
How'd you know?
So, yeah, no, the gym teacher, there's a lot of like.
My favorite line from him is "assume the position."
Assume the position.
That was fucked
Oh,
up.
no, there was a hilarious conversation. So when they assume the position, that is push-ups, which I imagine
Plank.
that Jesse and Grady get a lot because it's, assume the position.
Oh, dude. Did you see Grady's abs?
I saw Grady's abs.
Oh, he assumes the position all the time.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
So
There's gonna be a lot of gay innuendo in this podcast.
Yeah,
Please
so
excuse us.
if you're a little triggered,
Sorry.
we apologize. We hope to not do another episode like this again because it's a touchy subject. But Duncan thought it was pretty funny. This movie.
It's also sorry, but that's how this movie is. We are not.
We're not
amplifying anything.
We're not
that we are
making it
saying.
up. We're literally saying like
This is actually what happens in this movie.
Like,
If you do not believe us, go watch Nightmare on Elm Street.
we'll make light of it a little bit because we're shitlords, but we're not homophobes. We think it's funny. We're just immature. We're just immature. So there's a scene in the movie when they assume the position, right? They're still trying to do push-ups. The coach is just staring at them with a cigarette in his mouth. He's
Yeah.
just like,
Okay. Also, 80s. He's in his office.
oh, he's in
with
his
a lit-
office too. Yeah,
with a lit cigarette.
That's so 80s. So he's in his office with a lit cigarette, puffing away. And basically, we get back to the shot of Grady and Jesse, and they're just doing push-ups, and all of a sudden,
Grady just goes.
Well, first of all, the girl, what's her name?
Lisa.
Lisa walks by and totally just gets a glimpse of Jesse's ass.
Oh yeah, and she was staring at it when his
she was
pants
like-
were down earlier.
She was like staring at it hardcore.
Oh yeah.
And
Her
basically,
friend even went nice ass.
nice ass. And like
Nice
they did a whole like she just walked by, and then they come back to Grady and Jesse, and they're just like, yeah. So what about you and that Lisa chick? Are you mounting her nightly? Actual quote from that movie. And
Mounting her nightly.
mounting her nightly. I'm like, oh my god.
Can we get that on a T-shirt?
I want that on a T-shirt.
That's next merch.
Anyway, so that goes on, and it turns out there's rumors about the gym teacher. Apparently, he goes to this like BDSM bar.
Yeah, to an S&M bar.
Called Don's Place.
Oh, Don's
I remember
Place.
the name.
Don
'cause it
runs
was-
that place well.
I remember the name because it was in a scene.
There were at least 3 David Bowies in there and
And one Alice Cooper.
1 Alice Cooper.
And by the way, I'm thirsty as hell. But Scooby, like the water that I was supposed to drink,
Dog.
So what?
I'm gonna get dog disease.
What, are you saying
What?
that? Are you saying that my dog is too disgusting for you? My sweet Scoobert?
Its feet are pink, but its coat is supposed to be white. So I mean, I don't know. It's probably just dirty.
Yeah, he's just a bit dirty.
He's just dirty. So what else happens in this amazing masterpiece of a
Okay,
movie?
so let's see. We're at that. Trying to think what other notable things happen. Lots of Jesse waking up in the middle of the night sweating.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in Teddy Whitey's too.
Oh
he's
yeah,
in-
tidy whities.
His package is large. Holy shit. They like and I'm not just saying that because like, you know, I'm saying that because the cameraman got a lot of shots of it. Like it was just in frame. Like
there's also
that
a
scene where he's dancing on the bed.
Yep, there's the dance.
Oh my
there's
fucking
the dance
God.
scene that is legitimately played in gay bars. And specifically in the script, the actor has said this himself. In the script, it requires that he closes the drawer with his butt.
with his ass.
Yeah.
He does it.
He goes for it, and then he's doing that. He gets one of those like old pop guns.
Yes.
Uses it as a microphone at first. And it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then
puts it on his groin, and then thrusts forward and pops it.
right when his mom and Lisa walk in.
Yeah.
You know what his mom's reaction to that was?
I'll just
Gonna
leave
leave
you
you
two
two
alone.
alone.
It's like, I don't know, I'd be afraid.
At
It's
that
horny.
point, I would be, if I was the mother, I would be going to Lisa just like,
Alright, get out.
I'm so
okay,
sorry.
get out.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't know.
He has nightmares. We can't. He gets no sleep. It's like, oh man. I
What
don't
was
even-
another? Yeah, there's so many memorable parts in this movie.
Oh, the sex scene that never happened because he.
That's
chickened out.
it. Oh, we're not there yet.
Can we still? Okay, fine.
We'll
go
get.
on.
I don't want to bounce around
Oh,
too much.
yeah. Let's not be a whole. clip
Okay,
of
so we have
paradox.
that. There's one point where he finds Freddy's glove, and Freddy just goes, "Go on, try it on for size."
Oh my god, that's the gayest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry. It's very gay for some
And
reason. I don't know why.
that glove was always just like
Oh yeah, the.
it's like petting the ground or whatever it's on.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
This kind of weirds you out. I mean, that's some good horror.
Oh
shit
yeah,
there.
the effects in this movie are great.
But oh god, yeah, no, some of the best.
What else?
No.
Best for the time. At least.
Best
What
for the
else
time,
is
maybe.
there?
Yeah, I'd say some of the.
Jesse and Grady are doing laps at one point, and Jesse asks Grady, "Do you ever remember your dreams?"
Mm.
Grady's brilliant reply, "Only the wet ones."
Did you hear that?
Oh,
Did you hear that in the movie?
I did.
That's fucking awesome.
Only the wet ones.
Oh man, I don't know.
And then they're bitching about Coach S&M. That's what I'm gonna call him.
Coach S&M,
Coach Adidas S&M.
Coach Leather Studs,
Yep.
Coach Leather Studs. So they
he-
start calling Coach Leather
Fuck.
Studs. He's like, he's got a stick in his butt.
Oh no, yeah. They're like, he's always got a stick in his ass.
And then all of a sudden, like Coach, Leather and Studs is like, my office now, or something like that.
He's
I don't
like,
know.
"How's it going, boys?"
He's like, assume the position or something.
Yep, and then immediately
And then-
assume the position.
I'm surprised the position wasn't downward dog. Moving on. All right. So after that, we hear word of a party.
Oh yes, Lisa is throwing a
So
party.
Lisa's throwing a party, and basically what happens is the parents are kind of hosting it, right? They're serving hot dogs to the teens, and all of a sudden the wife comes up to the husband who's like making hot dogs and goes, "Honey, it's time for bed." So obviously something's gonna happen, right? So they go off, and then once
he gives his chef hat to.
he gives a chef hat to this red chef hat to this guy in a red shirt. It's like, here, you're wearing red, perfect.
And like this is an ongoing joke for the rest of the time that we focus on this party, because that kid is just like constantly at that grill
Yeah,
the entire time. He doesn't give it up.
he
He's like,
becomes the resident grill dad at that party.
Yeah.
Chef Gomes.
He just takes control. He's like, fuck this, I'm making burgers.
he's like, "Oh,
Burgers
I've
are
been
right.
given the power.
I'm given the power. Someone
I've been given all this
I've been
responsibility."
handed the spatula.
The Holy Grail.
So he's handed a spatula. He starts flipping burgers, serving doggies. All of a sudden, we cut to the parents' room from the outside. The lights go off, and the kids start to party, and the party begins. Jesse and Lisa
sneak off.
sneak away.
Well,
Jesse sneaks away.
Jesse sneaks away because he wants to leave the party. He's not feeling that good. He's had a good couple of nights of Freddy mind fucking him.
Yeah, Freddy, by the way, we should mention, I mean, the whole point of this movie is, like, you know, it's a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It's Freddy fucking with him in his dreams, but, like, it's so overshadowed by just the sheer amount of totally in-your-face gay subtext. I mean, you know, nothing wrong with that at all, but it's a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
And this was in the 80s, so it was like,
80s.
it was weird because it was not obviously gay, but at the same time, like, in a way, it was trying to be anti-gay by gay people because it was suppressed sexuality.
Yeah, it was supposed to be demonizing homosexuality a little bit, and that's really, like, that's just, the director, good for him for finding himself and eventually coming out, but, like, damn, there's some, like, it ends up kind of being hilarious in the process. It's like, it shouldn't be.
You know what?
But it's so 80s that it
You know
just
what?
has
I think
jokes in it.
I think it's the fact that it's actually sort of celebrated now.
Yeah,
which is nice.
I mean, that movie is sort of a staple of gay bars now, like you said, right? Like, don't they play that specific
They
scene?
play the
where it's, like,
dance
dancing?
scene in gay bars.
That's like, you know, I mean,
or at least they used to. But yeah,
it's I don't know. I mean, that's such a weird.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing to have, like, gay subtext for a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I had no idea. He told me, he's like,
and this is a second movie.
This is
not
the
like
second movie.
It's not like they were even into the series a good amount.
No.
And like, oh, we're running out of ideas.
It came out a year after the first one.
Yeah. Oh, and I just checked this. The only thing that Wes Craven has a writing credit on is Freddy himself, just creating the character. That's the only writing credit he has in this movie. Other than that, he hasn't touched. He didn't touch it at all.
Yeah, he didn't touch it. And it's still on in the background. We just got to a scene. Okay, we should probably mention.
Talk about the party.
So, okay. A bunch of weird things start happening to Jesse's body because Freddy has pretty much taken over.
Yeah, Freddy's trying to take over Jesse's
Important
body.
to note that Freddy said, "Kill for me, Jesse."
Oh yeah, this is essentially what this whole movie is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about Freddy taking over Jesse's body as, like, a conduit in the real world.
And would you say, now this is a little deep, would you say that in essence is like the writer's, like, him trying to justify not being gay so that he's not outcasted by his colleagues? Yes. Would you say that that's kind of a good sort of analogy of sorts? It's like, you know, Freddy Krueger.
It's an interesting analogy.
Freddy Krueger. I mean, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this like, you know, this is my opinion. I'm saying this is like, what if this writer has kind of embodied Freddy Krueger as his homosexuality sort of creeping up, and Jesse is kind of him.
I think that's exactly what.
And he doesn't, he doesn't want it, obviously, because it's, well, in this instance it's Freddy Krueger, but in that other instance it was the 80s, and it's kind of, it was a strange time to be gay.
It was a fucked up time.
It was a strange time to be. Now, of course, it's more openly celebrated, and of course, you can be gay.
Yeah.
Who's stopping you from loving who you want to love, right? But, like, at the time, you know, this was kind of a weird thing. You know, being gay was so weird in the 80s, so it was just like,
it wasn't even weird. It was outcasted and punished.
It wasn't as accepted as it was, say,
even into the 90s.
Even in the 90s, it was a little weird.
Yeah, the 90s was weird, but at least it was a bit more accepted.
Like, I'd say, like, I don't know,
2000s, 2010s.
Yeah. So,
only
like,
up until modern times.
So it was kind of weird to it was a strange time to be homosexual. It was not really a great time to be homosexual. And, you know, someone who, I don't know if this is his first writing credit, but maybe somebody
I don't know.
Somebody who was, I don't know if he was, I really don't know much about the writer.
Yeah.
Obviously. I don't know if he was like a well-respected writer in Hollywood or something and had all this cred behind him, and maybe the
I think it was really just that the first movie did so well that they wanted to get a second movie out as quick as possible, and they snatched up the first script.
Okay. I mean, hey, that also makes sense, but
Oh, we skipped past the shower scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. So,
okay.
So hang on. Okay, I'll explain it. So Jesse falls asleep again. And basically,
we're jumping around a bit.
Yeah, this is what we do.
This is kind of how the podcast goes. It's very free form.
This is the charm. We just like to point out parts of the movie that we thought were interesting.
Yeah.
So basically, Jesse goes to bed, wakes up, or so we think. It's a dream. It's a dream sequence.
He's sleepwalking.
He starts walking around. Okay. and he ends up making his way
To Don's place.
to Don's place, which is the BDSM bar that was mentioned earlier
With
in
the
the
David
movie.
Bowies and Alice
With the
Coopers.
David Bowies, the Alice Coopers,
And the producer as the bartender.
and the producer played the bartender.
Can I tell my story about the producer?
Tell your story about the producer.
Okay, so the producer, he's regarded as basically like contributing a lot of the worst elements to the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Mm-hmm.
In the first movie, he really wanted to butt in on a couple things. In the second movie, he was so persistent about being in the movie, so the director was just like, okay, you know what? We got this scene in an S&M bar. How about you be the bartender? He's like, go down to the Love Shack. Go down to the Love Shack, like, down the road. Get yourself an outfit. Come back, we'll film it.
He looks like Stephen Wright.
You know what this guy did? This guy's clueless, by the way. The producer from New Line. I can't remember his name right now. He took his 2 daughters with him to the sex shop to get his outfit.
Why? How old are they?
What the fuck?
I think one was like maybe 12 and the other was 6.
Holy shit.
Okay.
What the hell?
Yeah. The guy at the cash register went, yeah, they should not be in here. Take them outside.
That's fucked up.
But yeah, so that's a little story about that tidbit.
Funny thing to note is that the producer kind of looks like American stand-up comedian Stephen Wright, who's like he's kind of like the creator of the anti-joke, and he looks like that.
Oh my god, you're right.
He looks just like that. I don't know. Like, I saw it, I'm like, is that fucking Stephen Wright? Anyway, so what was I saying? So yeah, back to the dream sequence. So he goes to this gay bar, essentially. I'm just gonna call it a gay bar. I'm just gonna call it a gay bar.
Okay.
So he goes to this gay bar.
There's women.
They could be lesbians.
True.
Goes to this S&M bar if it makes you happy.
Okay. Thank you.
And basically, runs into his gym teacher there. And his gym teacher is donning full like leather vest, chest hair.
It almost looks like a wrestler's outfit.
Yeah. And he starts
Just
like
so you know,
And it's black.
oh.
So he grabs good old Jesse by the shoulder. By the way, Jesse's in like barely a pajama shirt.
He's like wearing a flannel that's
It's
open.
like unbuttoned and he's not wearing anything underneath it. So it's just
He's oiled up.
Oh yeah.
Because he was out in the rain.
And he was out in the rain. So he's basically like, his gym teacher comes up, he starts caressing him and starts like smiling at him creepily. And they get to a scene where
they're at the school.
He starts making him do laps around the school, and he goes, hit the showers, right?
Yeah.
So he hits the showers.
He's showering.
And Jesse's just kind of showering awkwardly, like he has no idea what's going on. Like the water's just hitting his body, and he looks like he's like, oh god, I don't like it, but I really like it,
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we come back to the scene where the gym teacher's in his office, and all the sports equipment, which, by the way, it's all balls.
Literally, it's all balls and like maybe a racket.
Yeah, but it's
and 2 skipping ropes.
For the most part, balls.
Yeah.
So a bunch of balls just come flying at his face.
Yeah.
I'm not even sugarcoating it.
You were not even joking.
I'm not even sugarcoating it. That's actually what. Just balls just start coming at the guy's face. And at this moment, I'm just piecing it together in my head. I'm just like, okay, clearly, this isn't meant to be anything else but a balls in your face joke.
Well, and then just to top it off, 2 skipping ropes come.
Oh yeah, and grab him by his legs.
His wrist.
Which
his
arms.
arms.
I don't know if you guys noticed it, but he was going to use it on Jesse.
Oh yeah, he was going to use those.
He was ready.
He grabbed him and he put him on the table to get something or whatever.
So he ties
he gets tied up.
He gets tied up and basically
in the shower.
And basically stripped naked.
Yeah.
And there's just gratuitous shots of his ass
getting slapped by towels.
Oh my god! I didn't think just they're slapping his ass.
Oh, and we see it. Like it holds on these shots.
Oh my god!
You see this man.
No. It's like oh my god.
Yeah, and then it cuts to Freddy coming out of the steam of the showers
and slicing him up
and just slicing him in the back. And okay, you and I were making really bad jokes about this.
Yeah.
Harder. Yeah. Come on, you can stretch harder than that.
Okay. Anyway.
So yes.
She's not listening anymore. We lost all viewers.
Coach S&M is dead.
Coach S&M is dead, but we pan back and it's Jesse. He's wearing glove.
And he dies naked in the showers with his crotch against the wall.
The next day, they show up to school. And of course, the coach is dead. There's ambulance there. There's police cars there.
Jesse had no idea he was.
Jesse had no idea. He thought it was a dream. Yeah, that was a dream. Okay, moving past that though, Jesse starts to figure shit out, and he's like, okay, something's up.
Mhm.
And he
I
starts-
think we can skip to the party scene now.
Okay, back to the party scene. So, parents go upstairs, party begins. Jesse runs off because he's a little kind of overwhelmed with what's going on.
Yeah, he goes into the cabana.
And Lisa starts following him. Lisa follows him, and basically he's like, I don't know what can be done. I don't know what can be done. Jesse, you need to relax. You need to get your mind off
Is there
things.
anything I can do?
Is there anything I can do? And immediately I'm thinking.
She's basically throwing herself
Immediately
out.
I'm thinking it's like just blow him.
She is throwing herself at him at
It's
this
like-
point, and it's not even subtle.
It's like just anything I can do, and I'm just like, just fucking take it. Just go for it. They start making out. They get on the floor. It's all seductive and cool and sexy, and then all of a sudden Jesse's tongue fucking like, it's like a weird sort of like, looks like a tentacle.
Oh yeah.
It's like a gray tentacle just comes out of his mouth.
Oh, and she's into it.
Oh, she didn't even know, because like
notice though.
she didn't
She
notice.
didn't notice,
Her
but
eyes
she
were
was
closed,
into
but she
it.
was like way into what was happening. Her eyes were closed. She's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, and all of a sudden like, Jesse starts like kissing her body, and as he moves down her chest, he starts like his fucking gray tentacle tongue just comes out. He's like, ah, and all of a sudden we're just like, what the fuck? And I just started Duncan's like, yo, he should eat her out with that fucking gray tentacle tongue. And we're all just like laughing. It's like, oh my god, if he doesn't, and then all of a sudden his tongue goes back and he starts freaking like, what the fuck? Calls it off completely. He just fucking starts moving away. Smash cut to
him in Grady's bedroom.
Oh, that's right. So he goes to his buddy Grady's bedroom, and by the way, Grady is in bed shirtless and oiled for some reason. I guess that's just how he goes to bed.
With pleather
sheets. By the way, his bedroom had some cool posters. Frank Zappa, what's up?
King
Okay.
Cobra.
King Cobra. David Bowie was there.
Who's there? Tina
Turner.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner, which is just, oh, dude. I mean, Tina Turner's cool, but like, dude.
That was just
what dude in the 80s? What jock? By the way, Grady's the kind of like douchey jock character.
Like stupid.
This kind of like dim-witted jock character in a lot of
But
these
he's
80s.
likable.
But he's very likable. But still,
Yeah.
not the kind of guy you'd think would have a Tina Turner poster in his room. No, I wouldn't. I look at a character like that, I'm thinking like Rat or like some sort of like metal band. But like no, Buddy had Tina Turner on the wall. Which is just kind of more gay subtext, I like to think. Because, like, come on, Tina Turner? Yeah, she has hits. Would I hang a Tina Turner poster on my wall? Nah. No, I wouldn't. Maybe if I owned a record store. No, not on my bedroom wall. Anyway, so Grady's shirtless and lubed up. Pretty much, he's oiled up.
Yeah.
And, fuck, man, what happens to, basically Jesse starts going like, man, I need to stay in your room.
There's something trying to get inside
Something's
of me.
inside of me.
Grady immediately replies, yeah, she's female and she's waiting for you back at the cabana. And you'd rather sleep here with me.
I mean,
he said you'd rather sleep with me.
Yeah, and you'd rather sleep with me. Just spells out the whole movie.
this has to be the most consistent loss of viewers. I swear to God, we're sitting at 0 viewers at 53:35 right now. People just tune in, they hear us talking about gay stuff, and they're just like, I guess, uncomfortable with it, or at least like, what the hell? I'm done.
What the hell
This
are we
was
doing?
not. This is not a good second episode.
I don't care. We needed to do this. This is for us.
Okay. So basically what happens later on is Grady falls asleep after Jesse specifically told him not to, because if he fell asleep, then Freddy would come.
Yeah.
Freddy would pretty much start coming out.
and hey,
and-
Freddy comes.
Freddy comes. Oh my God, does he ever? Freddy pretty much like starts ripping Jesse apart
Yeah, tearing himself out of Jesse's body.
and emerges from this like
In
mesh.
one
This
of
is
the
a really
most.
great scene.
It's a
Only
fucking
good thing is that when he cut him open, there was no blood, so if you looked for
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
well, where's the blood? Like that scene would have been 10 times better if they just spent another like $30 on fake blood.
Yeah. But we
Come
get
on.
that fake blood when Grady gets killed.
Yeah, so Grady gets axed. Basically, Freddy grabs him and starts choking him, and then uses his
Stabs
claw, his
him and
claw.
rips him open with the glove.
Police are called. Oh, Jesse snaps out of it. There's
Mhm.
blood all over him.
And then we basically get to where we ended off.
And
I
so
can sum up the rest.
so he starts walking back to Lisa's house. Lisa, by the way, was devastated when Jesse just walked away.
Wouldn't you be?
Oh yeah.
That's just a dick move.
Yeah.
So-
Alright, peace, I'm done.
So she starts getting all gussied up and ready to go like find him, right? And right now we just stopped the movie because we ran out of time. We had to start the podcast. And Jesse pretty much shows up to her place and he's covered in Grady's Blood.
In Grady's Blood. Okay.
Duncan can
So what happens from here is Freddy completely takes over Jesse's body.
Okay.
And starts throwing a hissy fit.
Okay.
Like, not even joking. He's like just pointlessly knocking stuff off of shelves. Just like, this is my body.
so done.
I'm done.
I am done with this shit. I own this body now.
Please don't use the cape voice. I can hear it subtly.
What?
Keep going. Keep going.
So then, like, then comes one of the weirdest parts in the entire franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Freddy is out in the open while everybody's awake.
That's so against character. What the fuck?
This is a second movie.
I don't care.
I know.
You know him not to be like that, Pope.
I know.
How many movies are there?
There's
like
7.
6 in the main series. There's 1 reboot.
7 in the main series if you count New Nightmare.
Sure. There was
I know 7 if you count this.
Freddy versus Jason was a thing.
So that's 8, and then the remake, so number 9. So there's 9 movies in this.
Damn.
Basically, what happened was, for Freddy vs. Jason, it's pretty interesting to note. So that one of the Friday the 13th movies ended with
the
Freddy.
last one.
The last one.
Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell ends with Freddy Krueger's glove, pretty much. Like,
Because at that point, I think New Line owned
Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like, what happened next is like, all right, crossover movie. And I haven't seen Freddy vs. Jason, but I hear it's like,
I've seen bits and pieces.
It's okay.
I hear it's okay. Yeah.
You know what? It's interesting to watch if you don't care about the characters.
You gotta watch Jason X.
Oh, Jason X is fun.
Jason X is fun. Okay.
So yeah, Freddy completely takes over Jesse's body, and he starts just like going on a killing rampage in the party. He starts like,
oh damn.
I kind of watch the rest now.
So he like turns the pool into like boiling lava water.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. I kind of want to see this.
Yeah,
now.
he like sets the bushes all on fire. He like directly kills like 2 guys or something like that.
Pyro?
But here's the thing. In this whole rampage, you saw how many horny teenagers there were.
There were a lot of horny teenagers, bro.
Yeah.
The moment the parents went to bed, the generic beer came out, and I knew it was about to get lit.
7 people. I'm pretty sure only 7 people die.
Holy shit.
That's it, and that's the highest like killing spree that Freddy goes on in the entire series. He has a notoriously low kill count through the entire series.
I mean, hey, I mean,
I
mean, of course, serial killer is a serial killer, but I mean, like,
it's just the way that like the character's set up.
Right. And how does the movie end there, Duncan?
So the movie ends with Freddy taking a hell portal to the power plant that we saw earlier.
Right. Oh yeah,
that's where he worked, right?
Yep, that's where he worked. And Lisa going to chase after him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
because,
bad bitch.
Oh my god.
Because she did.
Mad.
Oh, she's
yeah.
done.
Well, she's just like, you fucking give me my Jesse back.
We gotta finish what we started.
Yeah. It's like, I can't hurt you. So she's at this like hard crossroads where it's just like she can't hurt him physically because then she'll be hurting Jesse because it's totally Jesse's body. Okay, so
so this is in another movie.
No, okay, so she.
Go on. Sorry, go on.
She's like, I can't remember exactly what she's saying, but she's like saying to Jesse, like, Jesse, you're in there. I know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they gotta throw that shit in there.
And like Freddy suddenly lights on fire. I know I'm missing a bunch of stuff. It's been a while since I've seen the end of this movie.
I don't think anyone has seen this movie but us. I think, literally, Emma told me this last week for the last podcast. I was like, so, those movies you guys are talking about, has anyone seen them but you 3? I'm like, fuck, I don't know. I mean, like, Cloverfield, it was big in, like, 2008, I guess. I don't know.
That's the thing. All the Nightmare fans skip over this movie.
I mean, I can tell. It's the weakest.
Except for me, because I enjoy it.
A true nightmare.
It's fun.
It's not a bad movie. It's not horrible.
It's not horrible. It's just the fact that it's so different than the rest of the movies.
It's just the fact that like the director made it, the writer made it his like
coming from.
Well, it wasn't even it was the entire production.
Right, but I mean like he wrote it like.
He wrote it, but he wrote it to be subtext.
Okay. All right.
I'm not really a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan. I'm more of like a Scream fan, but like.
Yeah.
It's still a good horror movie to me.
Oh yeah,
You gotta watch the first one. The first one's really good.
it's really
The
good.
first one's really solid. I don't know. There's some effects in there that are kind of.
Oh yeah, they're kind of hokey.
But, like,
Number 3 I
It's
like.
an old movie though.
Everybody
right? So-
everybody loves number 3.
I haven't seen anything, but I've just seen the first two.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything else.
Everybody loves number 3, Dream Warriors. Okay, so yeah, it ends with essentially Freddy starting to melt, and I shit you not.
Mm.
Do you know how Jesse is saved in this movie?
Oh no, Duncan! Please don't tell me. Please, God, spare me. What? How?
True love's kiss.
Oh, fuck off! Oh my God!
That's like
Lisa-
ending a show. On
Okay,
the
but here's
friendship.
a great part. Here's a great part. Lisa kisses dirty ass on fire
no.
Freddy
Ah.
Krueger. Like full on tongue kisses
Yeah, bitch, bye.
Freddy Krueger.
That's what hepatitis looks like.
And then like
Got herpes.
Jesse
Got
comes
herpes.
out of the ashes of Freddy's burnt corpse.
Wow. Okay. How does the movie end though? Like, what's the
Oh,
final?
that's it.
scene?
That's the final scene. Jesse
What?
coming out of the
What?
Yeah, Jesse coming out of the ashes.
What the fuck?
Oh wait, no,
I
no.
got Phoenix.
Sorry.
Come on, Freddy
sorry.
Krueger's claw has to
Sorry.
be there somewhere. It's
Okay,
like,
okay,
back,
yes,
bitch. You know, like.
Yes, sorry. So then it cuts to being on the bus with Jesse and Lisa, now officially a thing.
Oh, I know what happens next. And then it turns out it's Freddy Krueger driving the bus.
So
right?
no.
Drives into this
No,
and kills
no.
them all. Okay, go on.
It's like a loop.
So we get a fake out scare that it is going to be that,
Mm-hmm.
and then the friend, who we saw getting fucked in the pool. Yes.
Pool fucker. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
She comes up and she's just like, so that was a great party, as if forgetting about the 7 people that died.
Oh.
And out of nowhere, Freddy's claw just rips through her chest.
Damn.
And that's the end of the movie.
I
That's a
fucking,
good ending.
I
end of the
fucking
movie.
knew that the movie had to end with like Freddy Krueger's claw coming out. I was like, dude, that's
Freeze
the...
frame, end of the movie.
Are you
That's
serious?
it.
Freeze frame? That's so 80s.
Pretty sure.
Okay, freeze frame I would not agree with,
Oh
but
my
that's a good
God.
ending.
And then all of a
scene.
sudden it fades to black. It's like directed by buddy guy over here.
This man's.
This man's. All right. So we lost a total of a lot of viewers.
That is Nightmare on Elm Street 2,
Thanks-
Freddy's Revenge.
Thanks for
The
tuning
most
in.
gay Nightmare on Elm Street movie, the most gay horror movie ever produced.
Next week,
It is beautiful. I suggest you watch it.
next week we'll talk about something that's less likely to offend you.
St. Trinians?
Fuck it, why not? I was thinking we'd talk more about Paul Blart Dark Side of the Moon, but like we'll
Good
figure.
I feel like that's not going to be one to talk about on the podcast. That's just going to be fun
That's
to
just, yeah,
have in
we're
the
gonna
circle.
we're gonna watch that next. But okay, that was the big topic that like not a lot of people gave a shit about. It-
Yeah. But
it
oh
is,
my god,
wow,
that
dude.
was it was an experience for us at least.
Yes, I mean really, I think it would have been
It would have been more fun if we just did a riff.
if we did a riff on it. That would have been great. That would have been pretty funny.
If
but-
we just did commentary, you know what? When I get the new setup, we'll do riffs.
And one thing to note, if the audio sounds a bit off today, it's because we are doing a strange 2-mic setup. We have a condenser microphone and we have a dynamic microphone. Sam is on the dynamic and Duncan and I are both on the condenser. It might be picking up some of Sam's vocals too, which is weird.
Yeah, it's
And-
just because Sam is a bit further away,
Yeah.
and like
So, dude,
he was leaning back and stuff.
We
so
are
yeah.
working towards getting a proper 3-mic setup. We are working
up to
towards
4.
up to 4, which would be great because then we could have us 3 and then guests.
Yep.
We were thinking Twitch is a priority, but we couldn't get it to work today. And
For whatever reason.
we had
Yeah,
very
stream key. It was in OBS.
no, the stream key that was for Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah. See, the thing is it's a different stream key for different services. So next
Logistics.
week we hope to have the live stream up on Twitch. We hope to have less offensive content, something that
I
won't-
don't think this was
Not
that
offensive. It's just something.
It's
that
an
people
It's just
talk
weird.
about.
it's a weird touchy subject for some people. And for people that are
It's like, come on, it's 2017, 2018.
Oh, and we forgot about Fu Manchu.
oh fuck, dude, that was insane.
That's it. That is the offensive thing.
That's
in
the
this
offensive
movie.
thing in this movie is literally the cereal that Jesse's little sister is eating in the movie. It's called Fu Manchus. So Fuman